Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank each of you for being here. This is extremely important. Let me begin by saying I agree with my colleague from Texas who just made the comment that trust in the federal government is a historical low. It's also low with the social media companies. So when the two of these combined or collide, then Americans are worried and concerned, and I think we're all concerned here. You know, we had the former CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, who testified before this committee and made the statement that Twitter does not use political ideology to make any decisions. Well, we know that wasn't true. And it's clear that the big tech platforms are no longer providing an open forum for all points of view, and that's extremely important. We want that. Mr. Schellenberger, I know that you've testified before Congress a number of times. Thank you for being here again. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. But 2 weeks before the 2020 election, there was damning information about the president's son, Hunter Biden, that was suppressed, but then later authenticated once President Biden was in office. You were covering, as I understand, the Twitter files. What was your takeaway from how Twitter had made the decision to suppress news articles related to the Hunter Biden laptop story?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So it's important to understand that on October 14th, the New York Post published this article about emails from the Hunter Biden laptop. Everything in the article was accurate, despite some people claiming it's not. It was an accurate article. Twitter's internal staff evaluated it and found that it did not violate their own policies. Then the argument was made strenuously within Twitter by the former chief counsel of the FBI, Jim Baker, that they should reverse that decision and censor that New York Post article on Twitter anyway. That appears to be part of a broader influence operation, most famously including former intelligence officials and others, to claim that this was somehow a result of a Russian hack and leak operation.
Right.
There was zero evidence that this was hacked and leaked. They had the FBI subpoena of the laptop published in the New York Post. FBI took the laptop in December 2019. So it appears to me like that was some sort of coordinated influence operation to discredit what was absolutely accurate information.
Well, let me ask you, the administration had proposed to establish a disinformation governance board within the Department of Homeland Security. Thank goodness they didn't go through with that. But what kind of danger do you think there would have been with a disinformation governance board?
Well, unfortunately, that disinformation governance board was just the tip of the iceberg of the censorship industrial complex that my colleagues and I discovered. That includes agency at the Department of Homeland Security. It includes various entities, including National Science Foundation, is now funding 11 universities to create censorship predicates and tools. It includes DARPA funding. That all needs to be defunded and dismantled, and an investigation needs to be done to figure out.
All right, I need to get on. Thank you for those answers. Sure. Mr. Dillon, you've been before Congress before as well, and thank you again for being here. When the advanced algorithms that the big tech companies use, when they give the inordinate power to amplify or suppress certain posts, and we all know that happens, if these companies were determined to be publishers of content, when they amplify or suppress using an algorithm, what do you think the impact would be on content moderation practices? Would it be better, more, worse, or what?
Saying if they were treated as publishers, would they moderate more aggressively?
Exactly, or less.
Yeah. Well, under Section 230, even publisher activity is not treated as publisher activity, right? They're not treated as the speakers. They're treated as conduits for the speech of others. But if they were to be treated as publishers, then I imagine they would be much more mindful of what they allow to be amplified and what they don't.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.